Hi, welcome to my channel. It's Maria here. In this video, I would like to talk about the nodal axis of North Node in the Leo, South Node in Aquarius. So before I get started, I highly recommend you guys watch my introduction video to North Node, South Node of the Moon in astrology, because there's like so many other series and concepts about the North Node, and my take on it is a little bit different. It incorporates more spiritual perspective. So I strongly recommend you guys go back, watch that first. I will leave the link down below in the description. But if you want to watch this first, then go back, watch that, that's fine too. It helps you to integrate the concept better. And another thing is I will mainly focus on the sign like Leo and Aquarius. However, the house placement of your North Node, South Node is also very important. I'm not going to get into specifics in this video. I might make a future video about the house placement, but just know that your manifestation of North Node might be different based on the house placement, because house placement represents the area of your life. Let's say you have Leo North Node in the fourth house, which is the house of home, family, environment. It might be like you're called to empower yourself, stand up for yourself in your family environment, compares to, let's say you have Leo North Node in a 10th house, where you have to stand up for yourself, empower yourself in your career or your social status, that area. So definitely check out your house placement first, see what area of your life your North Node wants to manifest in. And yeah, let's get started. Let me talk a little bit about the nodal axis of Leo and Aquarius. Leo is at the bottom of the chart, which is more personal, and Aquarius on the top of the chart, which is more public. It's more connected with the society, the environment we live in. So having like Leo in North Nodes, having Aquarius in South Node, it basically, a lot of astrologers talk about having North Node in a Leo is more about empowering yourself, stand up for yourself, meeting your needs, taking the stage, shine, getting acknowledged, and stay away from South Node, where you always sacrificing your needs, your desires for the greater good, or for humanitarian causes, or for others, like you're putting others' need first. Although it might sound true, but I have a little bit disagreement with it, because I think all the archetypes on the zodiac sign, they kind of balance each other, balancing energy. Like first, the Aries balance the Libra energy, all about me, with about others. And Leo and the Aquarius also, like Leo is about empowering myself, Aquarius is about empowering others. So it's not necessarily that they're against each other. Actually, it kind of balances out, because if you only focus on the Leo North Node, you become this selfish, self-centered person, don't care about anybody, which is not the ideal situation. If you only focus on the Aquarius side, where you always sacrificing your needs for the greater good for others, which sounds noble, but it's not sustainable either, because you're not taking care of your own needs, you're not fulfilling your own desires. So the best way to go about it is you need to balance those energy. So having your South Node, North Node here means that you had certain imbalances, your previous life, your other lives, that you might be more towards to sacrificing your own needs and desires to serve the greater good, serve the humanitarian causes. Or it's not even like you chose, it might be even forced upon you. Maybe your parents were sick and you have to take care of them your whole life and you never had your own life. Or you were born in a country where there's a political suppression, where you're not allowed to pursue your own dreams. You have to go do certain things, or the external power took your power away, so you never had an option or choice. So your own desires never met. You were powerless under that authority or external circumstances. So it's not always the case that you chose to do that. It might be forced upon you. And this lifetime, your soul wants to balance and integrate the Aquarius energy with Leo energy. So that means you're not staying away from your South Node, or you're not abandoning your South Node. You actually build upon them, because it's something you experienced, you mastered, and you're going to build on top of it the Leo energy, integrate them, so you are less fragmented. You go towards becoming whole. Because from spiritual perspective, like our soul is always whole, complete, and satisfied, but our ego is unsatisfied, fragmented. It's always chasing after something. Our ego living in the past or future, it's never present. So in order to connect with our soul, becoming the completed and whole, we need to integrate different part of ourselves. Might be fragmented from past different life experience, or being traumatized, or having certain lifestyle that you never experienced a different one. So in order to like integrate those parts, the life will, because the rule of this physical existence is really based on our karma. What that means is whatever we need, life brings to us. It's not what we want, it's really what we need. So if you have a North Node in a Leo, you are going to be constantly you are placed in a situation where you are powerless, or you are people around you walk all over you, push you around, or you might end up being powerless in maybe your job, in your social status. So this kind of situation pushes you to stand up for yourself, empower yourself. That's the only way out, like the North Node. So, but there's a two way of manifesting it. One is more egoistic way, or lower vibration of Leo, where you can stand up for yourself a selfish way, where let's say someone hurt you, you hurt them back. That's more negative way of like empowering yourself. And more positive way of empowering yourself is, okay, you're in a situation, you attracted the abusive partner or family member constantly demanding you something, or you're in a job like you're always doing everybody's work. So what you need to do is really, you just have to like walk away from that situation. It's more like non-violent way of solving problem, because we tend to stick with our South Node, where like you are born with so much humanitarian spirit, where you always like considering others' needs first, always forgetting about taking care of yourself, forgetting about putting your needs first, or being a little bit selfish. You think like being selfish is the worst thing you can do, but the positive manifestation of Leo North Node, it's not selfish in a way that hurting others. It's selfish in a way where like your needs and desires also part of the collective. Let's say you're really good to everybody, but you're mean to one person and you never listen to them, you never take time to meet their needs, you silence them when they have a certain desire, you just ignore them. And you probably think like, how can I even do that? Like, that's not my nature. But you're doing that to yourself. So it's very important that we always meet our needs and desires in a way that it's not harmful to the greater good, or it's not harmful of others' needs. We're not sabotaging others' needs to meet our own. There's always a win-win situation where you can align your own desires, needs with the collective needs and desires. So that means if you have desire of hurting somebody, you probably shouldn't do that because it conflicts with the collective desire. So don't think that like you meet all of your desires. If you have certain like negative desires, that's really come from the distortion energy in you. It doesn't come from that, oh, you're supposed to embody Leo energy, you should just do all the so-called unethical or bad things. So you're still empowering meeting your needs in more spiritual or positive way. My previous video, I talk about how North Node, South Node represents our ego desires, where it traps us in this karmic wheel of like, the only reason we incarnate in this physical body or physical world full of suffering because of our attachments and desires. So we all going to the same direction of, we either all exhaust our desires, attachments, and we let go, and then we stop incarnating and we move on to the next stage of the evolutionary direction of the consciousness, or we can just trap in this karmic wheel of, let's say I had this desire in this lifetime, I didn't meet, I'm going to meet that next time. So you're going to keep repeating that incarnation. So South Node, North Node really represents that our karmic attachment in this lifetime. So if you think that if you meet your North Node this lifetime, you're probably going to be happy and whole, that's not the case, because you're still chasing after the ego desire, not the soul desire. So your soul desire is really wants to be complete and whole. It wants to put together all the fragmentation aspect. So at the end, you need to embody all the 12 archetype lessons into one, and you become one person. So you're not just learning Leo or Aquarius lessons, you're learning all the lessons on the zodiac wheel. But your ego desire is really, it desires the lower manifestation of those archetypes, and it thinks that like, oh, if I meet my North Node, if I fulfill this, I will be happy. You're constantly putting your happiness and fulfillment on a pedestal, you're chasing it. When you chase it, you never get it. So the ultimate destination for all of us is really awaken to our true nature, which is realizing that we all are part of the bigger, this consciousness, we're expressing itself in this physical form to experience the world and expand the consciousness. So once you awaken that true nature, you realize there's no ending, there's no beginning. So you can always expand, you always grow. And you're not going to put your happiness and fulfillment on a pedestal. You embody that fulfillment piece at this moment, the now. So until you realize that, you might be constantly on this chasing game of, I will fulfill that desire, I will be happy. Because South Node really represents the desire we had a previous life and we fulfilled, and we still left unsatisfied. Now we come to North Node and you think you will fulfill this and you will be satisfied, but at the end, then you have another desire. So the best way to break out of your karma and step out of this ongoing karmic wheel is really realizing your true nature and awaken to that and be happy and fulfilled at this moment. And it doesn't mean that all the life suffering will go away. It doesn't affect you as much as when you're sleeping. Like when we're sleeping, we're like in a washing machine. It throws us around. This life's up and down, throw us everywhere. We're like, oh my God, I don't know what's happening, why I suffer so much. But once you awaken to your true nature, the washer still goes, you will be still thrown around, but your perspective totally changes and you make peace with the suffering and you accept like, okay, if I get out of this washing machine, I will be all purified, cleansed, and my soul, like I will be returned to pure soul desires. I will be aligning my ego with my soul. So that's the ultimate goal. But I totally understand you still need to embody those North Node, South Node lessons. The reason I like astrology is really because it gives us a concrete steps how to go about it. Because like when I was into spirituality and my spiritual teacher would tell me, it's like, okay, be present and just awaken to your true nature. And I'm like, how do I do that? Like there's no like exact steps to do that. There's some daily practice like meditation and, you know, be present, let life flow through you. But I think astrology gives you more concrete, practical steps to achieve that wholeness and integrating yourself, put yourself back together and align with your soul. So I think the North Node, South Node really gives you a clue. I kind of step away a little bit. If we get back to Leo and Aquarius, I think if you want to spiritualize your desires, step away from ego desires, best way to do it is really integrate that part of yourself, how you can serve yourself, empower yourself, fulfill your desires at this moment and align with the collective desire or collective benefit. So you're not hurting either yourself or the collective. You're putting them together and building on top of each other. So that's what I got for you guys. If you resonate at all, let me know in the comments your opinion. And if you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe. I will talk to you guys in my next video.